Posh isn't fashionable at the moment.
No, it's not. We're not having a good time of it.
Posh white guys. I'm not saying you've got it hard, by the way, before anybody comes at me. But being posh and white, it's not as good as it used to be, is it? That's a fair comment, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say it's not as good as it used to be.
It used to be fucking great.
It used to be,
didn't it?
The best.
It used to be absolutely. You must think about your ancestors, that you lucky fucks.
Well, there was a period of time, wasn't there? Because if it was the World War era, the young posh guys were always the officers. They were the first one out of the trenches. So that's a really bad time.
Yeah.
And they were like 19.
Yeah.
Then it got really good for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I like, as you say, please, I don't want to speak out. It's still really good.
It's objectively still great.
Yeah.
But it was better.
Yeah. I mean, if you say that, then I support it.
Well, no, because I can't say it anymore. Because if I say that, I get called like a sellout Uncle Tom Coconut. Do you know what I mean? So it's not actually easy for me to say it either.
Hello, I'm Max Fosh, and I'm going to be on the Romesh Ranganathan Show.
It's the Romesh Ranganathan Show.
Oh, shut up, Romesh.
Okay, Max Fosh.
Hi.
Thank you for coming onto the podcast. I'm going to do your intro now.
Please do.
Any issues, let me know.
Yeah.
My guest today is a YouTuber and comedian.
Yeah, I mean, the branding's... Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
After presenting a community radio show and creating his own content as a university student, he first launched his YouTube channel in 2017.
Yeah.
Okay. Since then, he has amassed over 5 million followers and over 1.5 billion views.
Yeah.
He was a man behind the Welcome to Luton sign at Gatwick Airport, ran to be London Mayor in 2021, and for 7 minutes became the richest man in the world.
All good. ChatGPT's doing its job.
Great. Now he's in the new show, Would You Rather, not just ChatGPT, we read the Tatler article, Would You Rather Decide to Survive on Amazon Prime? It's a wonderful, fearless, and truly debonair gent, Max Fosh, everybody! How conscious were you of, how old are you, 31?
I'm 31. Yeah.
31. So when you were coming up,
Yeah.
was that something you were aware of? Did you think about that at all?
Yeah. I mean, I when I started making content, I was doing like street interviews, nights out. This was like in 2017, 2018. And I did a video where I went to the Royal Agricultural University at Cirencester, which is arguably one of the poshest places in the UK, and interviewed their students, and they were all quite pissed, and it was kind of like posh on posh violence. I was slightly doing takedowns and stuff like that. And I posted that video, and it just flew. Yeah. And I then, because a lot of the comments were calling me posh, I was like, I understand that. So how do you kind of get ahead of it? But then after a period of time, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just the only adjective that was being used to describe me.
Yeah.
But by being the person who was kind of like holding up the mirror to the absurdity of poshness and posh people, it kind of got me as like, oh, he's all right. And weirdly, the posh people that I interviewed, they loved it. It was like this weird kind of like Stockholm syndrome, be like, oh, I will say the most outrageous and out of pocket thing for you right now because I want to be involved in the video. And I was like, why are you doing that, guys?
Yeah.
So at the beginning, I was very, very conscious of it. But then after about 2 or 3 years, I was like, I need to have something else to say.
It's a weird thing because when you say, for example, when you're starting as a stand-up, you kind of want to address the thing that everybody's thinking about you, right? So that's why so many comedians are like, I know what you're thinking, blah, blah, blahs, let themselves go or whatever. So for you, it's that thing, and it's the same thing for me being an Asian comic, actually, and not so much now. Once you get a bit of profile, that sort of becomes less of an issue. But it's a thing of addressing your point of difference, I guess. Do you know what I mean? And then what happens is you walk in that line of it being all you talk about versus not acknowledging it at all, and that's quite a difficult thing to tread, isn't it?
I think what the beauty of YouTube is that you have the opportunity to completely. Ultimately, the story is what is good people are coming for.
Yeah.
And so I worked very, very hard to make sure that wasn't the only thing I talked about. And as you said, I didn't really do stand up for like 2 or 3 years until I started making videos. So I'd already built up the audience. But yeah, you're right. Ultimately, it was something that I had at the beginning because everyone was just saying it was just the only thing that I could that were being commented, and then from then it was just kind of like let's just move away from that. Yeah, we know.
Now I'm a massive fan. I think you are going to be. You're already massive, but I think you've got an amazing future ahead of you. It's great to talk.
So do you, Romesh. I don't know how you
Well,
think you.
you know, it's very kind of you to say, Max, but, you know, we're in very different positions. Your best years are ahead of you, whereas I'm on a decline now. And it's just...
Do you think you've reached the top of the roller coaster?
I think it's creatively, yeah. I think definitely in terms of my integrity and the quality of what I'm producing, I think it's just halting the decline. I'm increasingly out of touch.
But monetarily, I think you're still, because you know...
monetarily, I'm smashing it.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it's fucking going great. I genuinely...
I saw the size of your Winnebago when we did a TV show together, and I was like, wow.
I genuinely don't think I could make it more if I had a printer. But, but creatively, you know, I'm bereft. Whereas you, I feel like you've got your most exciting stuff ahead of you, which is it's really cool to see. I genuinely think your future's going to be amazing.
I mean, you say that, but the two things that you read out for references to, like, you know, what was in the intro, which is therefore like what people seem to know me from, are two things that I did 4 and 5 years ago now.
Sure, but people still say to me you went travelling with your mother, and that happened in 2015.
Did you start the travelling with parent format?
Very contentious topic, actually, because Jack Whitehall will say it's him.
One of the good guys.
I think there's a couple of other comics that have done it, so I don't... And I think Adam Buxton might have been the original to film with his dad. So I think we have to give credit. We have to give the flowers to Adam Buxton.
Always.
And if you don't, he'll come for you in his podcast. He's incredibly militant about things like that. Now, is it true you like pasta?
Love pasta.
Is that your favourite carb?
Yes, my favourite carb. Actually, no. Yes, it's my favourite carb.
Right. What were you about to say?
I was going to say chips.
Right.
But that's just wrong. That's an inaccurate statement.
Well, no, it wouldn't be wrong. If that was your favourite, nobody can tell you that's wrong. They can disagree with you.
Yeah.
Well, that's really great to hear because we've got you a gift.
Have you got me pasta?
No.
I think.
But it's pasta related. Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Your initial reactions made me slightly...
Well, because on this show, you do the gift bit,
Yeah.
and like when I've been listening, 50% of them I'm sat there being like, wow, that's genuinely amazing. And then 50% of them are like, oh, that's a last minute jobby.
None of it's last minute. I would say none of it's last minute. Bad ideas, yeah, I'll accept that.
Yeah.
These are pasta-shaped pasta cooking tools.
One of the good ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Really.
So that's a spaghetti pasta thingamidoo. That is
Right. Okay. Now,
okay.
I think they've attempted to make. I think this is orecchiette, or this is
Orecchiette, is it?
something.
Yeah.
And this is meant to be ravioli. Is this in a ravioli ashtray?
So no, that is a spoon rest.
Good.
Yeah.
And this Pac-Man?
Lemon squeezer. Did you call me Pac-Man?
No, I said this.
Oh,
looks
right,
like
okay.
Pac-Man.
I was going to say, I know we know each other, but that is right on the edges of acceptable.
Right. Also, I'm only going to get saved if people are watching this on video because please go back and change the video.
Just so if anybody's just listening, the orecchiette thing looks like a Pac-Man. And so do I, according to Max Fosh.
You make me feel comfortable, but in a nice chair. But this is great.
Good.
Thank you so much. Also works as a back scratcher.
Yeah.
No, really good. Thank you so
I'm
much.
glad.
I
You
do
can
love
keep that.
pasta.
You can keep that or leave it or whatever.
No,
But
I love this.
Good. I'm
Thank
glad.
you.
How much cooking do you actually do?
I do quite a lot. I'm a box meal kind of guy. I know I'm trying to say it without saying one of the brands.
You can say a brand on that.
meal Gusto guy.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Oh, you know, but now they're going. I hope don't.
What's wrong?
Free marketing, isn't it?
Oh, I see. Yeah. But listen, if it makes you feel any better, my mum talked about Lidl for 50 minutes on this podcast. Yeah. And they've sent us fuck all.
Yeah. So yeah, I do like my cooking, and I get like ready boxes that you make at home. So you still feel like you're doing home cooking.
Yeah.
This is boring.
Yeah, and you can rest. It's not boring. You can rest a spoon on
Rest my
there.
spoon on my.
That's exciting.
Ravioli.
Yeah. Can we just talk a little bit about how you first made your name? Because one of the things that I think is exciting about you is you've moved the needle a little bit, I think, in terms of the way you've come up and the way that you've made your name is by doing stuff that's genuinely different, and that quite rarely happens. So can you just tell us a little bit about how that will happen?
Yeah, so I kind of started doing like student interviews on nights out, and that wasn't particularly new. And then I moved to London and wasn't really sure what I was going to do. And
when did the pomegranate fruit thing happen?
That happened in 2022. That was an old video that had been out for years and years.
So this is you like going up to
I was on a night out, and a woman had a glass, and she had a grapefruit in her glass, and I was like, "Oh, is that a pomegranate?" She was like, "No, darling, try again, give it another go." I was like, "Oh, it's a grapefruit," and I just had a throwaway line of, "I don't know my fruits."
Yes,
and we had this video that was already up on the YouTube channel, and TikTok had just was thriving. We cut down all of my old stuff and were just throwing things on there with no creative integrity whatsoever. And I remember my editor showed me that clip, and I was like, "There's no joke in that at all.
Yeah.
But let's just do it. Let's put it up." And very slowly, initially after like a day, it was doing fine, and then the queer community found it. And they're like, "I don't know my fruits." They were making it as a sound underneath kind of queer TikTok, which then caused it to really kind of explode. And then it just became a sound that you have on TikTok. There's no rationale or meaning behind why it did well.
So weird.
But it was everywhere.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'll be at the pub and someone will just be like, do it. Basically, do the roar. And I would go, "I don't know my fruits." I mean, you'll probably get this as well. You very much become, you're that guy that did X.
Yeah.
And so it was you're the I don't know my fruits guy. Then I did stuff that I was slightly more proud of, which became known as that guy for, where I wrote "Welcome to Luton" next to Gatwick Airport.
Yeah.
So I rented a field from a farmer that was right next to the runway. Got massive 100-meter tarpaulin sign, just wrote "Welcome to Luton." So as people landed, they thought they were landing at the wrong airport very briefly.
Yeah.
And that just went bananas.
It made the news.
It was the most viewed news story on the BBC for 2 days. Just like above everything else. I guess the nation was gripped by whimsy, which was nice to see.
Yeah.
Jeremy Vine, sometimes I was almost going to say Jeremy Carr. Didn't want to get those two mixed up.
No.
Jeremy Vine, he's obviously got that Channel 5 show where he kind of debates things, and his whole job is to just debate and just to be kind of different opinions. And he was trying to say, "Oh, this could be really dangerous. You know, people could get really unwell if they suddenly think that their plane is landing at the wrong place, and they could get very unwell." And the entire panel, whose job it is to argue, just went, "Oh, shut up." No, it's fine. It's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
It's a bit of fun. So, yeah, and so from then, it's just been a case of putting, the way I describe it to people is like finding loopholes in life and exploiting them in silly ways.
Because you tried the traditional routes, didn't you, into broadcasting?
I tried to get a radio job, yeah.
Yeah, and what happened?
Well, I did 4 years of hospital community radio up in Newcastle.
Yeah, and you won an award.
I won Best Newcomer.
Right.
At the HBA Awards, a ceremony in Bolton. Big time. And I'd had a couple of demos for BBC Northeast and Metro Northeast. And looking back now, obviously I didn't get the job because welcome back to BBC Radio Newcastle. We got Max here. Hello, good to see you. Of course I didn't get a regional.
John, what did you think of that accent?
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Pretty good.
I once had a Geordie taxi driver who gave me a free cab because he couldn't believe my name was Maximilian. He was like, "Max, what's that short for?" I was like, "Maximilian." He's like, "No way." like Max and then a million. I was like, "Yeah." It's like, "This one's on me, pal." I was like, "Great. Thank you so much."
Probably my uncle.
Yeah. Probably was. I think he thought my name was Max hyphen a million. Yeah. Anyway, so tried the traditional route, didn't get a job in radio, and then that's when I started making stuff online. I filmed a video where I printed my CV on the roof of my car and parked it outside Radio 1 to try and get a job. Didn't work.
No. So did you, how deliberate was it? Because I think you've described having like several moments where you just went viral, right? They were like, you've had different steps where suddenly the followers blew up.
Yeah.
So what was the first one of those then?
The first one of those was when I snuck into London Fashion Week, pretending to be a model called Maximus Bucharest from Bucharest.
Right.
And I did this with my two mates, Zach and Jay, and we dressed me up in really stupid clothing, went to Primark, and I got my mother's like carpet and wrapped it around and safety pinned it. And we went to where all the fashion shows were happening in London, and we had two friends of ours that had cameras with the flash bulbs on them. And as I got out of the taxi, my friends would trigger the flash and just shout my name, Maximus, over here, over here, over here, which caused the 30 paparazzi that were waiting for genuine models just to go, who's that? Which then we then leveraged that to get into shows, after parties, and we just made, and when anyone asked me any questions, I pretended I didn't really speak any English.
And you got loads of access doing that?
And I got loads of access to it.
And when that was happening, did you think we're onto something, this is going to be massive?
No.
Right.
No, I mean, the absurdity, I think it was the absurdity. I was holding as my clutch handbag Jamie Vardy's autobiography, my story. So like I had like plastic packaging tape from Amazon around my neck, Jamie Vardy's book in my hand, and fashion people coming to be like, I love your style. It's amazing. Who's your stylist? And I just go, I'm sorry, I don't understand. I just walk off. So like I thought that might do well. And this was in 2019. We posted the video and it got,
And when you did that, were you trying to, because obviously when you see that, it looks like you're making a statement about a valid statement about the ridiculousness of fashion, right? Was that what you were thinking?
No,
right.
We just thought it would be a fun thing to do.
Right. Okay.
There was no thought process like that at all. So I had that was my first one. Then a couple of years of nothing happening. But meanwhile, I'm making 30 videos a year.
Yeah.
So I'm just constantly just buying a lottery ticket. Then probably had the Welcome to Luton stuff. Then the London Mayor stuff. And subsequently through there's always been a few of these big, then the Richest Man video that happened where I set up a genuine company on Company's House called Unlimited Money Limited. I issued the maximum number of shares you can, which is 10 billion shares, all genuinely legally. And I owned all those shares. I went out onto the street and I found a woman called Hope and I sold one share to her for 50 quid. And I sent off all of that information to a valuations advisor saying, could you argue that I am technically worth 500 billion quid? And this guy went, yeah, but that is fraud. And I was like, yeah. And I thought it was a bit of fun. HMRC did not. And I hosted the FinTech Finance Awards and HMRC had a table. And I remember just the beginning of it, I just wanted to chat to them, be like, how much trouble did I get into? Like, was there meetings about this? And they were like, no, we thought it was fun.
But you were the richest man in the world for, is it 7 minutes?
7 minutes, because that was the period of time that I completed, I submitted all the information about the shares and the ones that I owed, called up my lawyer, and then he said, shut that down right now. So that was the 7 minute period of time in which I was the richest man.
Were you
in the
not
world.
scared when your lawyer said that?
No, my people have got great history of doing dodgy bits with money.
Course,
so, I knew some people.
Yeah,
I knew the right people.
You're not going to prison.
Of course not. If I am, it's basically like one of those all-inclusive ones.
They'd be carrying you through like C-3PO.
Yeah.
Just singing your name, banging the drums.
Be like one of those Scandinavian prisons where they just
You'd
kind
have
of
servants, I imagine. Yeah.
With like the caviar today. So there's been these big like set piece moments that have happened over the course of, I've been doing it now for 7 or 8 years. And so that has been like a learning process every single time.
Because I know you hate the word prank.
Yeah.
You call it loopholes, don't you?
I just try, they are ostensibly pranks, but prank, immediately has connotation of someone being a victim or punching down.
Yeah, I do think it's interesting that because you sort of, you look at, and I don't know how across other people that do the sort of thing that you do, you are, but you should be annoying. You should be annoying because essentially what you're doing is you're doing stunts, right?
Yeah.
And often we see like influencers and people like that, they will do stuff where they're just kind of being a bit of a prick to people, and then that goes viral because somebody's like the butt of the joke or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's something you don't want to do.
No.
And is that just a personal rule? Is that why is that? How has that come about? Because I think it's worked to your advantage, But it means that it's less easy to have a shock tactic or to shock in your videos.
Yeah,
right?
like I used to say when people say, "Oh, what kind of videos, mate?" I used to say I do stunts, which then people thought I was just throwing myself off buildings, which would then I'd have to pull that back. I was like, no, I don't do my. Well, no, I do all my own stunts, but not those kinds of stunts. So it's a real conscious conversation about like the shock factor is difficult, but that's why I've learned a lot over YouTube about like titling. I know that we talk about like clickbait is so important. So the richest man in the world video was I became the richest man in the world for 7 minutes. If the title was I became the richest man in the world, it's immediately unbelievable for anybody reading it. You're like, well, obviously I know you're not. So there's no inherent question. There's no information gap there. Whereas I became the richest man in the world for 7 minutes, there's intrigue. There's suddenly becomes intrigue. So when I'm coming up with the stunts and the ideas, it is all about what is that title.
So you're thinking, when you're doing it, you're thinking, how hooky can I make this?
How hooky can you make it? And then once they're in, you kind of have a bit of time to tell the story how you want to. But ultimately, it does need to be, like the Welcome to Luton was, I tricked an entire country. Like, how do you do, like, and that's not necessarily true, but it was on the news. And so that technically is right. We have I work with an amazing team talking about stories, some brilliant writers, and we're constantly talking about what the payoff is. And there is a conversation that we have, which one of my great friends, Ed, who's a fantastic writer and director, he came up with what he taught to me, which was the flying car, which is if you go to if you go to a showing of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the theatre show, and at the end the car doesn't fly, you're just kind of leaving like, oh, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
So you need to...
I'm a big fan of the child catcher though, so it wouldn't have bothered me.
Right, okay, so as long as he catches a child at the end.
Some guy going, oh, hello children.
Then
that's
fine.
what draws me in. I don't care about the car.
No, you don't care about the car. That car can stay right in the floor. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. As long as that little weirdo's there.
How many kids he caught this time? Oh, good. More.
What we should do, Max, is get you to title this episode.
Oh, that's a great shout.
So when it goes out, that basically I'm putting the responsibility on you instead of me.
Yeah, Johnny, I'm doing your job now.
Fosh and the Pac-Man. Fosh is racist.
That would bang.
Yeah, that would, wouldn't it?
I'll do it.
I secretly...
Are you against it? Of course you are. We're not really going to call it that.
But it's pretty hooky. It's pretty hooky. Yeah,
racism is hooky. There's no getting around it. Listen, it attracts a certain crowd, but it attracts a crowd.
Yeah. My YouTube brain was going, like, you're still absolutely right. Of course we shouldn't name the episode that. But my YouTube brain was like, no, that could work. But then I realised that not everyone's going to, if you just type in Max Posh.
So not everyone's going to click on it.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, oh, right. So Max Posh is a racist.
That's a problem. That's a real problem.
What happened? Oh, well, actually, what happened was he held a lemon squeeze. It's a bit like Pac-Man.
I mean, what do you normally title it like?
We try and be hooky, don't we?
Yeah, we sort of try.
But not in a way that cancels the guests normally.
No, we're quite kind. We don't go for like big clickbait. We tend to go for like, these are the three sort of like the pillars of the conversation.
To be fair, I think you do a really great job with like your short form stuff. You know exactly what you will have. The opening conversation is hooky.
But the long form,
the long form stuff. But also that's a different viewing experience of someone who's watching a podcast and someone watching my videos.
Sure.
So if they click on it wanting something hooky and like a big stunt, and then it's 45 minutes of us chatting, they're like, oh no, that's not what I was expecting. And they'll click off anyway.
I mean, I don't want them to go away from this going, I was hoping it'd be more racist.
Yeah.
You don't want to disappoint people in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of the other thing that you've avoided doing really well is, I think, a lot of people that do the sort of thing you do, they get something that goes really big, and then they spend the rest of their careers, if you like, trying to emulate the success of that thing.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I'm doing some of that.
Right, okay.
So we've got a video actually that's going on at the moment where 3 years ago, I hired a private investigator to follow me for a month.
Right.
So I was like interested to know what it would feel like. And so that video did super well. We then got 2 private investigators to follow each other. That didn't go so well. They found out quite quickly and got quite cross.
Right.
And so for the increasing...
There is a victim there.
There is a victim there. But, I'm paying them. So
yeah, sure.
So we've done the final third iteration. We've got a video that's happening right now. We're on the 1st of January this year. I met with a private investigator who runs a company, and I signed a piece of paper that said I give him permission over the course of the next 365 days to follow me, to gain as much information as he possibly can. And then on the 31st of December this year, we're meeting back in the same place, and he will basically have a dossier of everything about me that he's found out. So he's following me on random days. He's got colleagues following me. I don't know when he's following me, who they are. So there could be someone in this room. Like, I don't know whether producer Johnny. I mean, how long has he been working with you?
Well, a few months, and we don't. He is sus.
I mean, it would be an incredible long play for 90 minutes of sitting in the same
but
room.
also, it would be devastating for the podcast if it turns out it was just doing that for this. Because it's fucking over. I would actually pay to keep investigating.
Keep going. So there's a little bit of redoing format.
That sounds terrifying.
But I would, first of all, the thing I would say is you must be pretty confident. I mean, you must be cleaner than clean then. Right?
I mean, ultimately, I'm the one who decides what goes out on the channel.
Sure. But I would say, even if you don't put it out on the channel, you're still having to hear somebody go, you know that thing that you thought was a massive secret? I found out all the details.
Well, I mean, the stuff that the guy found out in a month, he found out my home Wi-Fi password. And I've no idea how he did it.
Well, I think not have it as password would probably be the first tip.
Password 1. So, yeah, it could be a real eye-opener. Be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And maybe
you still have to have him say that stuff to you.
Yes.
And then you live the rest of your life knowing that could be accessible to somebody who was so inclined.
He was so inclined, yeah. Who had enough time.
And when you decided to do that, by the way, it sounds incredible, right? And a lot of your ideas, I'm jealous when I hear that. You know, that to me sounds amazing. Like, such a great idea. Is your impetus for doing that because you enjoyed it last time, because you're thinking that one did really well, so let's try and replicate that?
It's definitely a bit of both.
Okay.
It's definitely both. Like, I know that there's intrigue there. There is, like, people do want to know what happens.
Yeah.
So I would be a lie to say, no, I do have the integrity of the game.
Yeah.
But I am also, like, I do think that is a genuinely interesting concept as well.
Yeah.
So I think that they're not mutually exclusive. One, they can feed into each other. Ultimately, things that go viral, I heard there's a great YouTuber called Mark Rober said this, like, people say, how do you make something go viral? Just elicit an emotional response. Make them laugh, make them angry, because the algorithm, although it's some very spooky, abstract thing, is just people. These platforms want you to stay on their platform for as long as possible, so they see how long you watch something for. They know kind of how satisfied you are by the clip. So if they know that you're satisfied, they'll serve it to more people. So ultimately, something goes viral because people either have an emotional reaction to it. But I've got to talk about, like, the people who, the world crossing. One of my biggest inspirations is Danny Wallace.
Right.
Because he was he was doing exactly what I'm doing just before the internet, or before YouTube, like making his own country. It's exactly that. We've had that idea, but Danny Wallace did it so incredibly well. Yeah. And also that takes a long, long time to bed in. I did think about trying to become like someone to represent a country at the Olympics, but then they've closed that loophole.
Okay, well, that's a shame. I'm sorry to hear
Damn
that.
the IOC.
Yeah, fucking IOC. Do you know where you want to go? Like, are you thinking you want to do this forever? Because a lot of comics do TV in the hope that they'll boost their profile enough that people come see them on tour. Yeah. Was that why you're doing what you're doing, or are you doing it just for the love of the game and the money?
Definitely the last part. I think it's just I think people are very binary when they're talking about, like, oh, the internet is the social media is taking over TV. It implies that TV is going to disappear. When, like, TV itself started, they were like, oh, it's the death of radio. It's not. They will learn to coexist. Yeah. And so it's just about, like, if I can, and what I do know is that a lot of, like, content creators, they are very, very, like, one note on just social media. And so I have tried with, like, doing comedy for the last 4 or 5 years and learning the trade and doing the graft, like, trying to make myself as employable to as many different people as possible. Because I'm 31. I don't want to be, entering the Mr. Universe bodybuilding competition when I'm 45.
No. Rob Romesh versus. Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
Oh, actually, I've got a bone to pick with you. big bone to pick with you. You did a video with.
Oh, I think I know what you're about to say.
What do you think I'm about to say?
You think we ripped you off, don't you?
I don't think you ripped me off.
That's the gist of it.
That is the gist.
Yeah, go on.
I don't think there was any skullduggery in terms of like stealing creative ideas.
Yeah.
But we were going to do a video with one of the POs, one of the Philharmonic orchestras.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was London or the Royal, where I became a professional triangle player.
Right.
And we were going to do it. And then the orchestra said, "Oh, sorry, we're just about to do this with Rob and Romesh."
Did you do a video about this?
We did. I did eventually
because
do
I
it.
got a little bit of hate.
Did you?
Well, a couple of comments from Max Fosh fans going, "Why don't you come up with your own ideas?" So what I want to know is, what the fuck have you been saying? Did you?
Did I slag you off?
I don't think you slagged us off.
Definitely not publicly.
Right, okay.
There might have been a WhatsApp.
I think you said it privately to enough people.
Yeah.
That it became a thing.
Enough people. But that's also what's also interesting is that the timeline of the internet, it doesn't matter because it's basically whichever one someone has seen first.
I know. And also the other thing is, it's if people want to see Max Fosh do this thing, they can watch Max Fosh do this thing. If they want to see Rob and Romesh do this thing because they like more one-dimensional stuff, they can come to me and Rob. Do you know what I mean? So, but anyway, thanks for that. It was
the Rob and Romesh stuff we like do look a lot and be like, could we do that? Could we make that a little bit better?
Yeah,
just a tad.
I think your mistake is saying a little bit better. You know, I think you could be more ambitious if you put a bit of thought into it. I mean,
because you've done the bodybuilding stuff, right?
We did Strongman,
right?
So.
But ultimately, the humour from that comes from you in like tighty whities and oil.
Yeah, I mean, like we did like an episode of we did a ballet episode once.
Yeah,
and they got us into the training gear, and then we came out of the dressing room, and then the producer's like, "This is gold," and I go, "We haven't done anything. What you're saying is gold. Is how we look in these outfits."
Yeah, and then that's the joke.
Yeah.
Then you've got what you've got right there. You might as well just cut the episode right there and then. Because you're like, we've got it. Guys, we got the shot. They look like twats.
Yeah, they look hideous. I vommed.
Yeah. I don't care about your plie. I just want to see you in a tutu.
The impression I got is that you have a lawyer that travels with you everywhere, and you've got like a
I'm glad that that's the
a travelling lawyer. I was surprised that you didn't arrive at the lawyer.
He's called my dad, but that's no, I do have a lawyer, but he is ultimately when we're thinking of an idea. If I think that it's on the edge of naughtiness, I'll give him a call and he will then say, "This is how much trouble we think you could get into," and then he'll always preface it, "We don't think you should do this." So, yeah, okay, I know.
But he has to say
has to say that.
Right.
Shush. And so we did a video where I pretended to be a member of the British royal family in America. So I called myself the Earl of Luton. I hired 2 massive 6'7" bodyguards. We went into a 5th Avenue major department store. And we had my producer go in before, or a friend of mine saying, "Just to let you know, we've got a member of the British royal family who's about to turn up, the Earl of Luton. Is there anything you can do to accommodate his stay?" This department store shat themselves. Shut down an entire floor of the department store. When I arrived, there was a line of personal shoppers. And they're like, "Good to see you, sir. Nice to see you, Your Highness."
Yeah.
Nice
All
to see you."
victims.
All victims.
Yeah.
Blurred their faces, so that's all right. So we do that. I go round, and the idea was that I would buy lots of very expensive items and then go back in a couple of days and return the items. And the victim here is, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Romesh, a very bougie, high-end, successful department
I'm not
store."
rolling my eyes at that. I'm rolling my eyes at the idea that you've got to go and return all this shit.
Yeah. So the idea was to return
that sounds really unappealing as a thing to have to do.
So the idea was to buy the stuff, keep the receipt, and then go back.
How much did you spend?
$3,000.
Right.
On 4 items of clothing.
Okay. And did it feel
One
good?
of them was from a very top designer called Greg Lauren.
Right.
And I find out that he is just basically the cousin of Ralph Lauren that just went, "Oh, I'm going to make clothes." Greg Lauren. Greg, I don't know your exact connection with Ralph Lauren, but please don't sue me.
Greg.
I mean, I love your stuff.
Yeah.
I did look like a kind of Elizabethan monk, but loved it anyway. So I bought all the stuff. And as I left, one of the people in the department store, she recognized me and she messaged me. She's like, "I know it was you. I'm telling my boss." And then I got a very, very angry email. So I called my lawyer. I was like, "What do I do?" He said, "Look, at the moment, all you've done is gone into a department store. Yes, you pretend to be someone else, but you have essentially bought $3,000 worth of clothes. And he said, if you go and return it, then they could sue you for fraud.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, that's fair enough. So I had to swallow the.
So you kept it?
I kept it.
You still got the stuff?
Yeah. It's horrible.
Sorry, Greg.
So yeah, it was pretty bad. So that's where my lawyer comes in and he goes, I would recommend that you do this now.
And is there anything that you wanted to do that you haven't been able to because your lawyer said, don't do that you'd really want to do?
This is less the lawyer stuff, but I've always wanted to water ski behind a cruise ship. Yeah, it's been done before.
Has it?
Yeah, Mythbuster. The Norwegian DJ Kygo did it.
Do you know what? That is classic Kygo.
If you and I know Kygo,
that is textbook Kygo.
And I thought that'd be quite fun. And I've been told I pitched it to Virgin, and their marketing team loved the idea. Their risk team hated it.
Right, I get that.
So then they said no.
Fair enough.
So that's a video that I don't think I'll ever do, but that's okay. I'm happy with that.
And sort of for people of my generation, because we are of different generations, people might be surprised to hear, who sort of think that influencers and people on socials and YouTube and stuff like that are just sort of shitting out this content. You actually have a team.
Yeah.
And I know, I think you work with a couple of people I know.
Yeah.
And you every week meet up.
Yeah.
And you actually, in the way that you put together a TV show, work out what it is you're going to do. And it's like, it's actually an industry, right?
Yeah. So I have 4 full-time members of staff, 2 producers, like head of content and editors. And we meet once a week to discuss like ideas. And the formulation of the idea process comes from first it comes from visuals. It's like, what is something that everybody knows, they know the visual of. And then from there, it's like, okay, everyone knows what, for example, we had an idea about the Pope-mobile. Like, everyone knows what the Pope-mobile is. As soon as the Pope-mobile, you know what you've got in your mind. Okay, what is the opposite thing? What's the complete juxtaposition of that? So we had an idea where I wanted...
Satan bike.
Pretty good. I was thinking registering the Pope-mobile as an Uber.
That's much better.
Quite good. So then I saw, right, that's the title. I turned the Pope-mobile into a registered taxi. I hand that over to my producer. She goes away after a week. She comes back the meeting next week. She says, look, I have found 6 Pope-mobiles. This is the history of the Pope-mobile. Just if anyone is interested, whenever the Pope goes to a new country, they basically commission one for that country.
Okay, so there's a fleet of Pope-mobiles.
There's a fleet of Pope-mobiles in individual countries. The one in Ireland, in Dublin, ironically considering that Ireland's a very Catholic country, it ended up in the hands of a man that ran stag do's, and you could sit on the Pope-mobile, go around Dublin and get shit-faced. So that was what happened to the Pope-mobile in Ireland.
That sounds excellent.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's now been taken over by a museum. I know, snooze. So we then went away. I then contacted 15 owners of these Pope-mobiles, be like, hey, are you up for some japes? And they all said no.
Yeah.
So
I think your mistake was using the word japes.
Yeah, that was my problem.
Yeah.
Some holy japes. And from that point, they were like, nah. So then we know, okay, we can't do that.
Right. Okay.
So, but yeah, there's a huge, we come up with hundreds and hundreds of ideas.
Yeah.
Some are great, but just fit production-wise, just not possible. Some of them, like we've got a title, which is I Technically Became the King. That's a great title.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
In a way that people feel satiated.
Yeah, because what you don't want to do is, I guess, give them like a tantalizing thing and then you don't live up to that.
Then the car doesn't fly.
Yeah, absolutely.
The child catcher doesn't catch no kids.
He gets nobody. The cage is empty.
Yeah, he's catching adults at this
Yeah.
point. You're like, no, younger.
Yeah, what a waste of lollipops.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, we've got a question from my mum now.
Yes, I love
don't know
this bit of the show.
I don't know what this is.
I'm just really excited because you've had to tell your mum, we've got a YouTuber. What is that? No, he's all right. He's one of the good guys. So I'm so excited to hear how she tries to be very enthusiastic about what I do.
Okay, I've not heard it, so let's see.
Well, here we go.
Hello, Max. I am Romesh's mom here. How are you keeping? I know you are big on YouTube.
Pause. Brilliant. Production has said, that's exactly what the production has said to your mum.
No, my mum knew that actually.
He's big on YouTube.
No, she's a massive fan of the Luton stump.
She's reading the...
So how dare you?
That's close to your home, close to
Gatwick's
Crawley.
right 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah, so she's gone, she's looking at the email right now. I heard you're big on YouTube. Please keep going.
Okay.
Romesh only got a silver award. I started doing podcasts with Romesh. People say I should start my own cooking show. Is there any chance you could give me some advice? It'll be helpful. Enjoy the podcast and the weather. See you soon. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Okay. I've got some ideas, actually. So...
You've actually got instantly. We
Yeah.
barely finished listening to the question.
So it's a case of, right, so a little bit like stand-up, people immediately have preconceptions of your mum and what she likes to cook. So the first juxtaposition you can have is her cooking like the most like bland British thing.
Yeah.
Or getting your mum cooking in extreme places.
Yeah.
I'd love to see her cooking up the side of a volcano.
It's a good shout.
That's a good
Me
idea.
too.
So either your mum, like there's a content creator called Tom Gilby who does a lot of wine content, and he reviewed Buzzballs. Great.
Yeah.
It's a complete opposite thing of what he's doing. So, Shanthi, thank you so much for your question. Really excited for your new cooking show. I would recommend you cooking things that nobody thinks that you would either eat or know how to cook. Doing a collab with Rate My Takeaway would bang. Big John, get Big John and Shanti doing a Chinese takeaway.
This is great.
That's what you want.
These are great ideas. I've got an idea.
Yeah.
How about this, right? It's like, people talk about sort of, people, ethnic minorities assimilating into British culture.
Yeah.
My mum does, tell me what you think of this idea. My mum does a traditional English roast dinner, right? Somebody high up in reform eats that roast dinner.
Perfect.
If they don't like it, she's deported.
Romesh, I know what you're joking here. That genuinely is a perfect video.
Right. Okay.
Because it has stakes for Shanti, number one. She could be off.
Yeah.
Number two, it's got a mark. We don't mind to punch up there. And number three, genuine, I want to know what happens.
Yeah.
I tricked reform into eating a South Asian woman's roast dinner. There's your title.
Guys, that's going to go viral.
Yeah.
That's going to be the new I don't know my fruits.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
You know how sometimes they get dogs on This Morning and someone says, oh, my dog's vegetarian.
Yeah.
And then they just put 2 bowls of food in front of the dog, and the dog obviously just goes for the meat. You basically kind of do the same with someone from Reform. You put 2 roast dinners down,
Yeah.
and you say one of these has been cooked by a proper English man, and one has been cooked by a woman called Shanti.
Yeah.
You decide. And the twist, both of them been cooked by Shanti.
I love it.
There you go.
That is a great idea. Holy shit, Max.
Do it.
No wonder you're so good. So what is your how many subs are you on now? 5 million.
5 million.
And is that enough?
No. No,
So
more.
do you have an objective? Do you have a goal?
The hedonic adaptation is crazy. Like the goalposts get moved, so it is remarkable. And I guess, do you feel this within comedy as well when it comes to either like, because the objective version in comedy is like size of room, right?
Yeah.
But now you're doing the O2.
Yeah.
Does it feel like? Do you feel like bigger, more? Because Shane Gillis did 75,000.
Yes. Yeah, the most
last
ever
week.
by any comedian ever, right? In one room or something.
Terrible vibe at that gig, I'm sure, just because it's an open air theatre.
Yeah, and listen, Shane's attracted the fans he's attracted. Great comic though.
Very good comic.
Really good, really good. I think I have a slightly not weird. My relationship with numbers, I guess, with that sort of thing is I don't think that the number of tickets you sell is really a mark of how good you are as a stand-up, right? So when I started doing stand-up, I wanted to be the best stand-up I could possibly be. And I'm not as good as I want to be, right? I think I've definitely got better as the years have gone on, but I haven't done I've said this before on this podcast, I haven't done my definitive show that when I come to retire and somebody goes, what's your proud stand-up show? I haven't done that show yet, right? I've done shows that I think are good, but not great. And so I think that, like, say for example, I sell out the O2, but that's not because I'm better at stand-up than somebody that isn't selling the O2, selling out the O2. It means I've done more TV, and there's so many, you know, I host a show on Radio 2, there's so many bits of circumstance and luck that have led to me doing that. And so more people have heard of me and come to watch me. But that is not a marker of how good I am at the thing. And I think, for me personally, don't get me wrong, it's not, I'm very grateful that I get to sell rooms that size, and it's amazing and it's an incredible experience, and I'll never take it for granted. But for me, writing an amazing stand-up show is the thing. Yeah. And that's what I'm aiming for, right? Is creating that incredible stand-up show, which I haven't done yet. So for me, the goal is a personal one. Like, I'll just know, and I might not. I might come to the end of my career and I've never done it. But I feel like I'll go, do you know what? I'm proud of that show. Yeah. And that is not, it's great that I've sold it, that I'm doing the O2. That is amazing. But that's not the thing, that's not career defining for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar with me, right? Like, I have every metric and data under the sun. I can see by the minute how many people are watching an individual video, right? Yeah. Which is not good for anybody.
Well, didn't you say, because I remember you reading an interview with you, you were saying it sort of has mental health implications.
Oh, big time.
And has that been a problem for you?
Yes, at times, like, and still now, like, you'll get into funks, be like, oh, it's not as big as it was. And so then it comes back to how good the video is. And I always think that before we post a video, if I'm sat there watching it back and still really enjoying it, that's kind of my measure of success. But what I find interesting with YouTubers and content creators is that we still don't have, in a lot of ways, the legitimacy that stand-ups kind of do.
Right.
And I will never say that I'm a stand-up, because I do comedy shows, but therefore there is a definite, like, I've felt, and I know the conversations that have happened within the comedy world about me doing the Hammersmith Apollo, because I've come from it from a different angle and a different approach.
Because in theory you should have done the clubs.
I've not done the working man's club. I've not done the store. I'm using a screen. And then this happened. So, you know, yes, there's very parts of it that are very hack. So I guess
that's not hack. I don't think using a screen is hack. I think what you're doing is your comedy's like such a broad church. Yeah. I think what you're doing is you're presenting what you believe to be the funniest version of yourself, and this is what makes you laugh. Yeah. There's authenticity to that. Like, the idea that you have to be trapped, like, you know, just because I just talk into a mic, that doesn't mean that is what stand-up comedy, you know what I mean? It can be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, but there is still, I do think, you're absolutely right. And you're saying the things that are very kind and that are very, like, you know, we know that to be true. But there's still like a clawing desire to be kind of legitimized, be like, yes, that art form, I'm putting in inverted commas for the audio listeners because it is not really art, but whatever I'm making, I want it to be like seen as like, oh, that's a really cool thing to do. And the problem is, I don't know who by, because universally, it's not always going to happen with everybody. Yeah. So I'm doing, you know, some more telly stuff because I just want to see what that's like and see, like, then test the waters there.
How much do you care about telly?
If the creator, the concept is amazing, I love it, because that's just purely just another bit of, you know, that's a format just in a different world.
Yeah. But you're not doing YouTube thinking, I hope this leads me to telly.
No.
The YouTube
is telly.
Yeah. The YouTube in and of itself is the goal, right?
Yeah.
You're not going, this is my stepping stone to get onto mainstream television or whatever.
But like there are still huge mainstream shows that I would love to do.
Yeah. Because you grew up watching them.
Because I grew up watching them, or I'm a big fan of them.
Which ones, Max?
Strictly, The Traitors.
You want to do Strictly?
Yeah, why not?
I don't think that. I mean, listen, you'd be great on Strictly. You'd be a liability, wouldn't you? I'm just trying to think of the sort of stuff you'd wear. You'd be great on Strictly. In fact, let's put it out there now. Max Fosh wants to do Strictly. I know the producers want. In fact, I should text Josh right now. Go, Max wants to do Strictly.
Just make it happen.
We could make this happen, Max.
We could potentially.
Okay, so Strictly. What were the others?
The Traitors.
Traitors, yeah. You'd be so untrustworthy on Traitors.
That's the problem. I think I'd have the... well, you won't be able to tell me what happened this year, but obviously Nico last year, as the fellow YouTuber, they was like, I don't know who you are. I've heard you do pranks. Off you fuck.
And you're not white.
So I don't know how well I do on that show.
Yeah.
But there's definitely some shows that I'd love. I mean,
Yeah.
I did The Weakest Link with you recently.
Yes, and you were great.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, but you're not doing that going, this means I'm established. You're
No.
doing that because you think it'd be a cool experience.
Cool
to do, right?
experience, the show
Yeah.
that I like. And what I do appreciate is the fact that I can go on that and know that if nothing happens afterwards, I've still got basically a career elsewhere that I can
Yeah.
just make stuff that is totally up to me.
Yeah. And I think being the master of your own destiny is sort of a thing that actually weirdly YouTubes and stand-ups, and I know you're both, but have in common in a way, because like you can create your own opportunities. You can always go on tour or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now speaking of incredible TV, as we were,
Yeah.
would you rather decide to survive on Prime Video?
On Prime Video.
Now how long ago did we film this?
We filmed this in October 25.
Yeah.
We were in Greece. Was it Greece? 2
Yeah.
weeks?
I got to stay. Well, let's not talk about where I was staying, but anyway, I hosted it.
Because it wasn't where we were staying. I was like, well, this is the second best hotel on the island.
But I was very excited to host the show. One, because Would You Rather is as a conversation piece.
Yeah.
Would you rather do this or this is like a great thing. And also when they told me that it's so difficult because there was a lot of discussions about what the collective noun for you is.
What's the collective noun for creators?
Yeah.
Or YouTubers?
Yeah. So content creators, I guess, but we're all content creators. Anyway, I thought that was exciting.
Yeah.
Because I felt like one of the things that's great about people of your ilk is that you're sort of unfiltered. You just say what you think, and you're not media trained. You're not trying to think about a potential TV career because you don't need it, right? And that makes you more interesting as people. When you saw the lineup, when you were doing it alongside all of those people, do you see them? Are you a group, or do you see them as rivals? Like, what's your kind of attitude?
No,
to
I
them?
think that we are still within an industry with content creation. Well, we're still kind of, as the content creators themselves, we really do stick together, and there's kind of a rising tide lifts all ships. And so seeing some creators on there like that I've always liked and watched, seeing us all together on a show of that magnitude with you hosting, it was a real, like, before we started filming, it's like, oh, this is cool. Like, it feels like we're kind of being taken a little bit more seriously. And then you covered me in lube. So
should we keep talking about on-camera stuff?
yeah, that's fair. That's fair enough. But I saw actually, you did a clip with James Acaster on this show.
Yeah.
Where you were talking about, have you ever worked with, I think the conversation, there was a clip that did quite well, which was, have you ever done TV work with creators? And I saw the beginning of this like clip and I thought, oh, I know, he's just going to be talking about us. And you were actually really positive. You're basically saying that we were fed up of having to do the drone shot 6 times.
I think that's legitimate though.
And that is
isn't
a genuine legitimate thing.
Yeah.
And so it was a different experience of, normally we react to exactly what's in front of us.
Yeah.
But with telly, the thing happens, there'll be some repositioning of cameras and some lights, action, reaction.
Yeah.
And so it took a bit of time to get used to hold in your action, hold in reaction.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that I find the most interesting. Not the most interesting. It's one of the interesting things about working with you guys. It's like we had chunks on Weakest Link. I think it was like the first series I did. And in a nice way, he just went, why is this so long, man? He was like, we would have done a whole episode by this time, and we've not even done the first round. What's going on? Like, and it is true. It's because like you guys just go, right, let's just shoot this.
Yeah.
You know, let's just do it. So it's a lot more immediate. But the other thing that I thought was great is I just thought everybody was so funny on it. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like everybody reacting to everything that's going. I thought the cast are brilliant. I thought the production team put together a load of really good games, and it was actually fun to watch you guys interact and do all that stuff. You also stole from me.
I did steal from you. They didn't put it in the edit.
They didn't.
No, they didn't. So this was a moment.
Let's tell. This is great
This is great. So
for super fans.
for the eagle-eyed amongst you. So Romesh was there. He had a big, wardrobe department, costume department.
It's one person.
One person. And Romesh on the first day wore this very nice blue jacket. And
I think you might have even commented on it in a way that almost felt like this is
premeditated.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
So
was
it wasn't. But you wore a lovely jacket on the first episode, the first day. And then, we filmed for a week. And then about 6 days in, I suddenly went into my room and on a little clothes hanger was Romesh's blue jacket. And I immediately realised that obviously it had gone into the laundry and was meant to go back to you when some runner had thought, oh, no, this is actually Max Fosh's jacket. So I'd put it in my area.
Because you and I are
interchangeable. Exactly.
Looks-wise, dress strengths-wise.
And so I knew, right, this will be a great bit. I'm going to come out for the elimination wearing Romesh's jacket. Romesh will immediately realise, but I need to make sure I do this without any of the production team seeing this. Because I know they'll see it like, oh no, Max, just wear something else. Like, this would be...
We don't think Romesh is going to react well to this.
Things like
Stuff
that.
like that, yeah.
So we had to do loads of drone shots and I did it in just my T-shirt. So I thought, right, I'm going to stuff the jacket.
You were delaying it as long as possible.
I was delaying it as long as possible. So I stuffed it under my bed. Did the drone shots. I'm wearing a completely different outfit. And then we come out and that first reaction is like, hello guys, welcome. And you immediately went, is that my jacket? And Phil, the executive producer, he had clocked it. I was like, Phil, please, I think this would be a great moment. And then they cut it from the show.
I didn't know they'd cut it from the show.
They did cut it from the show.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was great.
I stole, and then it was great because you you were genuinely confused as to how I'd stolen your jacket.
I could to be hosting a show. Where obviously, I think you lot, but I'm the host. How have you had access to anything I own?
Yeah.
Horrible.
You're like, how have you done this? And it was just completely serendipitous.
But I thought that was a good example of what is great about you, because I think that we can talk about obviously you've got a team and you think about these YouTube things, but you have got I think you've got it, and somebody once said to me when I was coming up as a comedian, they said there's going to be some element of you that people want to buy into and it's out of your control and you might have it and you might not. And it's just the way it is. Do you know what I mean? You can be as funny as you like, but if people don't buy into you, whatever. I think you've got that because you do stuff like that. And in somebody else's hands, that would have been like a twatty thing to... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it would have come across as like... It would have come across as a bit like, oh, this guy's being a prankster wanker or whatever. But it was charming. And I think that is part of what makes you so good. I think you've just got this way about you.
It's very kind.
That when you're doing these things, actually... I'm not watching that go. I've seen other people do not the same stuff as you, but similar stuff, and you just go, oh, what a tosser. Why have they done that? No, I don't think people feel like that with you. And I don't know whether that's by design or just by who you are, but it's an amazing thing, man. It really
one of the
is.
good posh ones, I think.
Yeah, you're one of the good posh ones.
That's very kind. Thank you, Romesh.
Right, we're going to play the game, which I'm sure you know, Misquoted.
Yeah.
It's Misquoted. This is where we've got 5 quotes. Some of them you said, some of them you didn't.
Yeah.
You've just got to tell me if you didn't or you did, and hopefully it'll create some content. Okay, so here's your first one. Good luck. How well do you think you'll do at this?
I don't think I'll do very well
Okay.
because I think I've said a lot. Like I've broadcast my life for the last 9 years. So
Right. Here's your first one. I'm often labelled as a posho, but I don't think that's the best description of who I am.
I probably did say that.
You didn't.
Did I not?
You've actually adapted something you said, which you've talked about a little bit. I'm often labelled as a prankster, but I don't think that's the best description of what I do. A prank implies that there is a victim. That's to Living North in 2022.
I was doing the big boys.
Yeah. How do you describe what you do? I know you talk about loopholes, but if somebody goes, if somebody didn't know who you were and they said, what do you do?
I'd
At
say-
a party, I don't know if you go to those. I've not been to one for over a decade now, probably. But
I think I'd go, I'm an artist.
nice. Then they'd walk away immediately. After.
No, I would say it depends who I'm talking to. If they're over the age of 40, I'll say I'm a comedian.
Right.
And then if they're under, I'll say I'm a YouTuber. And then they say, oh, what kind of YouTube videos do you make? And then I'll say I find loopholes in things.
Okay. I think that's good. All right, here's your next one. So that you didn't score.
Didn't say that.
No. I always think it's a bit like Freshers Week because everybody's snogging each other who shouldn't be snogging each other.
I think I'm talking about the Edinburgh Fringe, and I think I did say that.
Tatler 2026.
Oh, God.
So what's going on with your Edinburgh Fringe, Max? Because you got a girlfriend, haven't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm purely I'm purely survey. I am just.
You're a voyeur.
I'm a voyeur.
Yeah.
I've got my peephole set up in underbelly.
Sure.
It's great.
In the filthy underbelly, you'll find Max Fosh
Underbelly.
looking through.
Underbelly's a name of a
Yeah,
series
it's a
of
name of
venues.
venue, yeah,
It's a name
yeah.
of venues. It's not
No.
the dark underbelly of Edinburgh. That's slightly
But
different.
it does have a dark underbelly.
It does.
I
did
Yeah,
say
it is
that.
a bit. Freshers Week is a bit like that. No, sorry, not Freshers Week is a bit. My Freshers Week wasn't like that. It was
No.
me sat on my own trying to find a friend. What A levels did you do? But the Fringe is wild, isn't it?
It's what happens is that like you get in a group chat with the people that you see every single day, and you are on top of each other, sometimes snogging them, and then on the 1st of September you leave Edinburgh and you never talk on that group chat ever again.
Yeah, it is. Like how into the Edinburgh Fringe, that side of the Fringe do you get? I'm not talking about snogging people. I'm talking about like it just gets a bit debaucherous. Doesn't it?
It gets very debaucherous, but it then becomes it gets quite toxic, because then especially around the time of like finding out the awards and nominees and things like that, because what happens is people then try to win the Fringe, which I don't think is ever good for anybody. And I think that's when it starts to slightly descend into chaos. But I've done 2 runs and I've loved both of them equally. It's a wonderful place. It is a bit like Freshers Week, how I got chlamydia. That's a joke.
Yeah, well done for clearing that up. The chlamydia, I mean. Here's your next one. Whenever I'm with my mum and someone approaches us, she tries to shield me.
I never have said that. If I've said that is lies.
Here's the real quote. Whenever I'm with my mum, every single time someone says hello, even if I take a picture with them, she'll then go, "Are they friends from school?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, mum, they watch the videos."
Yeah.
That was in your Tatler interview. So does she just not believe that you're famous?
I think she just slightly forgets. Like my dad turned up to the biggest show of my life at the Apollo, and he came into my dressing room. Max had people outside. It's like, no. What do you think I did? Just rented the room.
Yeah.
So it's very cliche to say they don't understand. They do understand, but I think it reminds them whenever they see the real life connotations of what's happened.
What do they think about what you do? Because I can't. There's no way in a
They're
minute.
baffled. They are absolutely baffled. And the hardest thing I ever do is whenever I'm at lunch with mum and they're with a friend of theirs, and they then start explaining what I do. That is torture.
No, it's loopholes. He finds loopholes.
You did something with you did that thing where you became very poor for 7 minutes.
For an experiment, he went to Luton.
Yeah.
Was there a point where they thought it was like a phase and they were like, "Oh, this will pass."
But then I stopped asking them for money, and they were like,
That's when he gets good.
they were like, no, this is good. So it was at university, and they're like, "Oh, you know," and I wasn't like, "Oh, can you help me with this?" And I'm like, "Oh, fine, crack on. It's not porn, is it? No, great."
It could be. It's hooky.
It is hooky.
Yeah.
It leans slightly to the left.
People are into you. Are they super into you? Like, do they?
No. And that's what I'm so grateful for.
Yeah.
People do not give a shit about my life. They just care about like what big stunt I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I can live my life like no one is interested in like my personal life or who I'm seeing. So
Was that and do you deliberately try and hide that side?
No, don't try and hide it.
But it's just not part of
it's
what you
not
do.
part of the offering that I'm giving.
I get you. Okay, well done. Here's your next one. My unpopular opinion is that I think Pizza Express is the best restaurant in the world.
I did say that.
You did say it. Oxford Student 2024.
Yeah, I think I was just trying to be just
Relatable?
after the Prince Andrew stuff.
Oxford Student.
Yeah, after the Prince Andrew stuff, I just thought, I'd really get in that Pizza Express PR.
Yeah.
No, I just think I was just trying to be controversial, but that shows the lengths of what I'll say to be controversial. And I've done lots of food podcasts now, and they've been like, "So you said that pizza?" I think it's a great pizza. I think it's fantastic.
Well, I'm a bit worried about Pizza Express.
Why?
Well, because I mean, they're struggling, aren't they, Pizza Express? Like, Pizza Express is sort of... The one in Crawley's closed down now, right?
That's
not the litmus test for how well a company's doing. But Pizza Express used to be... Like, it used to go in there and it felt a little bit fancy.
Yeah.
And now it's not the same experience.
No, and I don't think it helps that they have the same uniform as Foot Locker.
No. No, you're
tricky.
right.
Although horizontal, vertical, there is a slight difference.
I also think if you're going to make the kitchen open view, have the staff look a little bit more enthusiastic.
Or add some drama in there. If you know your local Pizza Express once a night, the chef will shout at someone, you're going.
Yeah. I don't want to see somebody individually positioning dough balls.
They did a very performative video, though.
I don't need to see that. Raise the screen. You know? It's not adding anything to my
To the
experience.
basement. Down.
I don't want to see this.
No.
Smile or fuck off.
Yeah.
Dough baller.
What'd you call me? There you go, 1-1.
I'm not even holding a dough ball tonight. Okay. Here's your final one. You've done very well on this.
Oh, thank you.
We've all shat ourselves at some point.
Oh. Is this
your
quote or my quote? I can't remember saying it, but it's something I stand behind. So I think I did say it.
You said it on the Saving Grace podcast with J.K. Barry.
Nice.
Talking about Mount Kilimanjaro.
I shut myself up Mount Kilimanjaro.
So what happened? I mean, we've got the
Well,
the key headline.
I was a 17-year-old boy at Harrow School. What else do? You climb Mount Kilimanjaro.
Obviously.
And it was a 5-day expedition, and I think 5 days I could sort that with Imodium for 5 days.
Just block up.
And the dam burst up the summit night.
Where did you go?
In my trousers.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
But what happened then, this is, wonderful. I'm trying to make myself, legitimize myself as a genuine person who makes comedic stuff. It was so cold that the poo froze in my pants. So then I had a poosicle.
Scratchy.
It was quite scratchy. And it was quite
what did you
easy.
do, just chisel it off?
Well, then just kind of at one point, I just had a very bare few seconds, and I just kind of flipped it inside out. You know how you can basically, if you pull down the bottom of your pants and let go, it kind of turns into a slingshot.
Yeah.
So I kind of crouched down, trousers down, bing,
Catapulted it out.
Is that what you want? Are you happy with the content you've got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Hooky.
viral.
I pooed myself on Mount Kilimanjaro.
There you go. That's a possible title.
There you go. I think Grace has already done that one.
Well done for Misquoted. You did really, really well.
Thank you.
Before we finish, I just want to ask you a little bit about your comedy career.
Yeah.
So you are doing you do tour shows basically, don't you?
So I did a big show called Loophole. That was a 72-date tour across the US, Europe, and Australia. It killed me just in terms of to make tours as profitable as possible. They'll schedule the shows back to back in consecutive nights to make sure that you're not spending extra money on hotels. So I think it was 35 shows across the US and Europe. I did 35 shows in 32 days. So there was a couple of matinees in there. And every single morning, I got the 5 a.m. flight to the next city. I landed, went to the venue, did tech, had dinner, did show, go to bed, 5 a.m. flight. I did that for 32 days in a row.
Did that not drive you insane?
It was horrific.
Yeah.
And I remember kind of looking around being like, oh, it's not that glam though, is it? It's cool.
That is a grim schedule.
It was pretty grim.
Yeah.
And I would meet up with tour managers who were local to that area. So I would often, like in the Europe one, luckily, I had some incredible tour managers. Some of whom they had tour managed Queen, Prince, Alicia, like the biggest names. I remember one of them spoke to me. They were just before. They're like, "We just have a great briefing call with you. When we're in the States, close protection, is it needed? And also, do we need to organise any long gun security? Basically, AKs.
Nice.
I was like, you are going to be so disappointed when we do meet. And I was like, generally, no security is needed. And she's like, really? I got there and she's like, oh no, now I get it. Because, the demographic was kind of, the family were coming.
Yeah.
And we didn't quite sell as well in America as we would have potentially liked. Shout out to the 92 people that came in Fort Lauderdale to the 1,200 seater theatre that we booked out.
That's the best ratio of seats to audience, I think, to really rock the room.
To speak candidly, the amount of money I made was the same as making 2 YouTube videos. So I think that I love doing live shows. I did Dublin, I did the Olympia Theatre, which is just one of the best venues I've ever done. It was unbelievably fun. So getting that feeling is just so powerful. But I'm kind of looking and working on a new show at the moment, which is actually part of my exclusive. Not that I'm announcing the show, but it's actually a bit in it, which I probably shouldn't be saying, but I don't care. I'd love to do another show, but just kind of like, let's strip back the amount of shows so you still get that experience.
Yeah, I think you need to have fun on tour as well. Like, I think part of it is, the problem is and I've done that in the past as well, where you've packed a schedule. Thing is, it's been my dream to do this, and now I'm shitting on it by making it too brutal.
Yeah.
Right, Max, as you know, we like to end the podcast on a big moment.
Yeah.
And you've said to me that you've got an exclusive for us.
I do. Now, this exclusive comes with caveats. Number one, do you have a big audience in the manosphere?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, right. Then they're not, the red pillars aren't.
No, I mean, I called Andrew Tate recently.
Fine. Number two, I would request that you don't use this bit as a clip. You can use it in the podcast, absolutely,
fine,
but not as a clip. And I'll tell you for why. And number three, this goes out to any broad like newspapers watching, The Sun, the Daily Mail. For the
only your favourites.
Oh, my favourites and my friends. For the integrity of the bit, could you? This might be very presumptuous of me. Could you not post about what I'm about to say? I'm very happy at being in the ether, but when I explain what it is, I don't want too many people to know about it.
Yeah.
So
and listen, what I know from my dealings with The Sun and the Daily Mail, they always follow those instructions.
Always listen.
So I think it'll be fine.
So guys, you could do the right thing. You could do.
Okay.
Which, So this is my excuse. I brought something with me.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll just go get it.
I'm quite excited about
This is very exciting.
So, for the last 6 months, I have been making a company. And this is for a bit that I might do in a stand-up show. I'm not sure about it yet because it's still ongoing.
So for the last 6 months, you've been working on something you might use in a stand-up show.
Yeah.
Cool.
I have invented a protein powder company called Men's True Nation. Right? Now, what we're trying to do is, the bit would be, I tricked the manosphere into promoting women's rights. So we have invented this company called Men's True Nation, which is just menstruation.
Yeah.
The tagline is for every day, not just once a month. And we have been sending this to individuals within the kind of the red pill world.
Yeah.
Getting them to promote it on their Instagram.
And has it worked?
It is currently in the process of working. Now, I want you. There's lots of little Easter eggs in here that, like, if you read this, you then realize that what it is. But just open up the lid and have a look inside. Obviously, protein powder comes with some sort of scoop. So for our scoop,
Hang on. Oh, wow. Let me just...
the scoop for the Men's True Nation protein powder is a moon cup.
Wow.
So we're currently in the process of sending this out. Some of them have already received it. We're waiting on the videos.
Is this a real protein powder?
So that is a real protein powder. That is just a one you can get in Holland & Barrett that will take off all the stickers off. So I'm banking on that the divide of social media is so strong that I don't think those that have been sent this will have this come up on their social media. So I don't know whether it's going to work. It might be a video, the whole process we've done this. It might be a nice 20-minute a setup for a segment for a stand-up bit. But we shall see. So,
mate, that's up there as one of the best exclusives we've ever had on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Please, can you give it up for Max Fosh? Thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode. Before you go, if you've enjoyed this episode and you've not subscribed, that's a bold decision. Crazy behaviour. Follow and subscribe to the Romesh Ranganathan Show wherever you listen. It helps me, really helps me. It helps the team. and it costs you absolutely nothing. We drop episodes every Monday and Thursday. Mondays I'm joined by great guests. Thursdays my mum Shanthi joins me to answer your questions and family dilemmas. I'll see you Thursday with Mum, who, let's face it, is who you're actually here for. If you've got a problem you want to solve or a story you want to share, send it to podcast@rangabi.com, voice note or text us on 07731 623 355. We can't promise good advice, but you might end up on the show. See you soon!
Oh, shut up, Romesh.